up. All right, let's start with some rolling. All right, rolling the bottom of our foot while we stir our stick. Just a nice, easy stir. Remember, focus just on that wrist as that arm is extended straight out. Yeah, I can't tell because my arm is so straight you couldn't see it. All right, straight in front. All right, let's reverse it. So just a nice, easy roll in the bottom of your foot. All right, let's continue the circles. Switch feet. Switching hands. Again, trying to have all of your fingers, including your thumb, on the stick. And try to really focus on that wrist doing the movement. The arm should be totally straight ahead, elbow straight, wrist right in front of the elbow, which is right in front of the shoulder. And let's reverse your circle. Stir the other direction. All right, let's switch again. Going back to pressing on the foot. So remember, if you find that tight spot, just alternate your pressing. Grabbing hold of the center of your stick, we'll do our propeller. So just rotate it in and then rotate it out. So remember, there's no bouncing. Nice, easy rotate in, nice, easy rotate out. And remember, we want the entire arm moving. So try and have your arm as straight as you can from the shoulder joint right through to the wrist. Any bending takes away from the shoulder joint. Try and keep it as straight as you can. Nice and easy, no bouncing at the end. That's it. Let's do one more rotation of the stick. All right, let's switch hands. Continue going nice and straight with the arm. Gently pushing into your foot with the, or your foot into the stick. Find that tight area. If you find a little knot in there, find an area that's a little bit tight, spend some time on that spot. All right, and let's rest on that one. We're going to continue with our feet by doing our rocking forward and back. So lifting the toes up and then right up onto your toes, lifting the heel. Oh, we don't want that. Fireplace just kicked in. There we go. I'm already getting warm. I don't need that on. Just nice, gentle rock back and forth. You don't have to go to full end range. You don't need anybody's calves cramping up on us this early. Wait till later. All right, let's just do a couple more here. Feeling those calves moving. Feel the entire foot. Just pause at the top here on your toes. And now let's just make some circles with your heels. Knees are going to move. Your whole body is going to move, but I want you to focus on the heels, rolling from the inside to the outside of the balls of your feet. Really warming up that entire foot ankle area. And let's reverse it. Let's go the other way. Like we're on a boat. Ooh. All right, let's relax. Now let's get the knees going. First off, I'm going to get you guys to bend just the knees. We're going to go straight down. So we get a nice stretch down the bottoms of the calves, getting into the soleus. And then we'll take the knees out to the side. Straighten the, when you're down this low, okay, when you come out to the side, you're going to keep your hips at that level, but straighten the legs. And then you're going to come out to the side and then bring it around front. So your hips will stay kind of low the whole time. So you're not going to come up straight. This way we can get a little bit more stretch into the hamstring and then the gastroc, the top part of the calf. So we're going to stay kind of low with the hips while our knees are making a nice big circle around. Let's finish that one last circle that you're on now. Straightening the legs, go to the right, go to the front, and let's reverse it now. We're going clockwise. So as your knees are going around, as your hips are going around, your shoulders never move in their vertical position. Nice and smooth and controlled. And let's finish off this one last circle here. All right, come on up. Now let's do some side rotations. In the base position here, let's rotate off to the right. Everything's super straight. Arms are just loose on the sticks. Now slowly come around to the other direction. Nice and easy, keeping everything straight. All the way back around to the right. And come back to the left. Remember, your back should be up as straight as you can keep it. We don't want to be rotating while bending at this time. Let's finish off with one more off to the left here. So we will continue with the rotating, but when we come off to the right, we're going to rotate to the side, and now let's reach. So stick our hips out to the left and reach our hands to the right. And slowly come on up. Rotate slowly around to the left. Just out straight to the side. You don't have to go further back behind you. Take your hips off to the right, reach your arms out to the left. Now my weight is equal on my feet, so I can let go of my sticks and not fall. So just to show you that there's very little tension on the sticks, your weight is equal. And come on up. Let's go back around to the right. Sticking your hips out to the left, reaching the sticks to the right. And come on up one final time, off and around to the left with the sticks, and push your hips out to the right. Excellent. We're going to keep with the rotating, but we're only going to use one stick. So I'm going to get you guys to put one stick off to the side. Same rotating here. We're going to rotate off to the right. When we get as far as we can, still up nice and tall, take the right hand and keep reaching around behind you. Again, just go to your end range and then come back to center. And we'll rotate off to the left and then reach behind you with your left hand. So think of reaching up and back, and then bring it back to the stick and return back to center. Nice and smooth off to the right. Release the right hand, reach up and back. So your hand should be going above your shoulders, up around your head level, if not even higher. Come back to center. Off to the left, slowly rotating around just to wherever your end range is right now. We don't need to push it too deeply into the stretch. Come back to the center, and let's finish off with one more on each side. Nice gentle rotation and reach. And come back to center. And off to the left side one final time. And reach. Good, come back to center. And now we'll go back to our core, go to the shoulders. We're gonna do our cat-cow. You guys can keep just the one stick. So the stick will be out, like extend the arms, or just let the stick drop to wherever it lands. We're gonna stick our hips back. So again, our weight is centered on our feet, so there's very little tension on the stick. Sorry, I just hit myself in the head with my stick. I'll edit that out. All right, so from here, let's tuck our tailbone under. Until you feel that stretch in that low to mid back. And then slowly take the tailbone up to the ceiling, pushing your belly down. And let's do that again. Tuck that tailbone under. Feel that stretch. Slowly come back. Taking the tailbone up to the sky, belly towards the floor. Slowly getting that stretch of your chest going towards your stick. Again, tuck that tailbone under, rounding. Feel that stretch. One final time down. Tailbone up in the air, belly towards the floor, and let's slowly come up nice and tall. So tuck that tailbone under and continue rounding all the way up to a tall standing position. Excellent. So now we're going to take our sticks. We're going to start with our palm up, hands about shoulder width apart. Elbows are always at your rib cage. There's very little tension, if any. We're going to start, we're doing the windshield wipers. So from here, we're going to take, I'm just going to get a little closer just to start with. So we're going to take, and we're just going to go off to the side. This is as far to the side as I can go because my ribs are in the way. And then we'll go off to the other side. If you feel you have more range of motion, you're gonna have your elbows out a little bit to go a little bit further. But the further out you go, the more that other elbow wants to come out, and then you're no longer rotating, you're now reaching. So we don't want to do that. So with your palms up, just a light grip, just enough to hold the stick. Let's just go side to side, just nice and easy, parallel to the floor.
Hi, honey. Can I call you back? I'm exercising with my trainer.
Guys, just keep on going there. That music for some reason just
I'll call you
seems
back.
a little loud now.
Hey, sweetie.
That was
Thank
weird.
you. Bye-bye.
All right. Sorry about that. It was like it was echoing in my studio here. All right, just relax. Okay, so now we're gonna reverse it, not reverse it, switch your hands. So now we're palms down. So when you're doing it palms down, try not to really grip it too tight with your hands. You can grip it with your pointer finger and your thumb, just because of the way your wrist is gonna be moving. So from here, again, same movement. Let's go out to the side and out to the side. Very little tension. We're just going for range of motion right now, internal and external rotation of the shoulder joint. If anybody's done any rehab with their shoulders, you get the exercise band doing it in and out. Yeah, well, this is it right here. But this is of course better because we're using the STiCs. So says me. All right. So after that, now we're going to leave our left hand the way it is. We're going to take our right hand, take it out a little bit wider. Actually, you can take both hands out a little bit wider, but your palms will still be down. Okay, so this is kind of a new one. Well, actually, it's not kind of a new one. It is. Take your stick to your left hip. Okay, so after you take your hip, this is the first time I'm explaining how I'm doing it. I practiced this before. So we're going to take our arms up. You're going to now take your stick. It's going to be basically on top of the left arm. You're going to take your right hand and put it behind your head. So you're going to be like this. Okay, so the stick will be in the left hand over top of the left arm, as if you can stand here like this, like you see in the military. So from here, we're getting a nice little stretch for the back of the arms. Now bring the arms up and back down. Take it out to the right side, bring it up. So leading with the left arm, bend the left elbow to bring it down behind your head and extend the right arm. So we're getting a nice little stretch through the arm and bring the left arm up. Go right down to the left leg or the left hip and then come on up straight to the ceiling and then bend that elbow. When that stick goes up nice and high, bend the right elbow to get the stick down behind, or your hand behind, stick is on your arm. Come on up, right down to the right hip. Extend it up. Both arms are really straight, so you get up as high as you can with that left arm and then bend that elbow. We're getting a nice big stretch for the back of that arm and into that shoulder joint. So now we're gonna have some more fun with it. Now that you got it, I'm gonna change it because that's what I do. All right, so let's come on up from the left hip. We're gonna come up, bring it down behind, same as you just did. Now, bring it around. So now the right arm is extended and the left arm is bent. What? It's magic. And then bring it down to the right hip. It's Christmas magic. Let's bring it up. All the way up tall, get that left arm down, bend it behind. Bring it around the back of your neck. Make sure that elbow, that right elbow comes up to allow it to go past your neck. And then straighten that right arm up, right back down. Let's do that one more time. Last one right here. From the left hip, bring it all the way up so that right arm is totally straight, and then bend the elbow to get your elbow high, hand behind the head, swoop the arms. Make sure you get that left elbow as high as you can. And then extend that left arm up, bring it down to the right hip. And we're gonna reverse it, and then we'll finish on this one. So all the way up, bend that left elbow to get that left elbow nice and high, left hand behind the head, bend both elbows, bring it around, right elbow's up, left arm extended, extend that right elbow, bring it down to the hip, and then give our head a shake because that was a lot. All right. You guys can take a little interlude there with the music. All right, we're going to take our sticks. We're going to stand in a staggered stance with our left foot forward. We're going to lunge into it. So your back heel, your right heel will be up. So we're going to get a bit of a stretch here. So all we're going to do, our arms aren't really going to be moving at all, but we're going to shift our hips and shift our body weight. So from here, we're going to shift our hips backwards, place our weight on both feet, reach forward, and then raise that left toe, like all of them. Not just, never mind. Raise the toes of your left foot. Put your foot back down and then push your hips forward, raising the heel of your back leg. Feel that stretch in the front of that right hip. Okay, so I'm going to spin around this way so you get a little bit of All right, so to start with, our back heel is up, our hips are pushed forward for that stretch. Move our hips back to drop that right heel towards the floor. Lean as far forward as you can. And as soon as you're in a fully extended position, raise the front of your left foot into the air. It'll give you a little bit more stretch into that calf and the hamstring. Plant the foot back down, push the left hip forward, transfer the stretch to that right hip. All right, so let's do that one more time. All right, pushing our hips back to plant that right heel on the floor. Reach out as far as you can, nice and full, long, straight body. And now let's raise the toes of the left foot. And then relax the foot down. Push the hip forward, getting into your lunge position. Finish with that stretch and relax. I kept wanting you to say raise your left foot. That's almost impossible. All right, let's get into our lunge with our right foot forward, left foot back, left heel is elevated. All right, so now let's shift our body weight back, pushing our left heel to the floor. Feel that stretch. Reach as far forward as you can. As you're reaching, we're trying to straighten that right leg. So we're in as much of a straight stretch as we can everywhere. And then let's raise the toes of our right leg. All right, let's slowly lower the foot down. Push our hips forward. Feel that stretch into the hip. Pause here for that stretch. And now let's do that again. Let's push our hips back, shoving our left foot towards the floor, straightening out both legs. Make sure your back is nice and straight. Raise the toes of your right foot. Feel that extra stretch in the calf, the hamstrings. Feel this in your low back. All right, slowly put your foot down and then get the hips moving forward as far forward as you can to feel that stretch in the front of that left hip. And we're gonna do that one final time. Drop that back heel down, reach out front, straightening both legs, feeling the stretch everywhere pretty much. And now let's raise the toes of that right foot as high as you can. And slowly release down and push the hip forward until you get to your stretch position of that left hip. And let's relax out of it. Ooh, I like that. All right, so now we're gonna take our sticks base position. We're gonna take our right foot, place, if you can, okay, I hope I can describe this right. We're gonna take the top of your right foot, place it on the floor out to the side. You know how we normally do our bowler's lunge? We have an active toe, so you're on your toes with your foot out to the side. I'd like it if you could put the top of your foot on the floor, right? Which is gonna make sure that you put more weight on your left. And then we're gonna take our sticks, similar to the bowler's lunge, except I'm gonna get you to stay as upright as you can. So there's no like lunging down and pretzeling it. All right, so from here, you're gonna rotate. And you just rotate as much as you can. As you're rotating, how do I describe this? Your right leg is pretty much pushing against your left leg, which is gonna give you more stretch to the outside of that leg. You should feel some extra pulling on the outside of that leg, getting up from the hip, right from that ankle. Now let's relax the front, go back up on the both feet, wiggle out a little bit if you need to. All right, so there's a lateral line of all like your IT band. Everyone, I'm sure, is familiar with that. Well, it connects the knee, goes all the way down. It's a huge thing going through your body. No time to go over it now. Right, left foot behind and out to the side a little bit of the right. Try and have, again, the top of your foot, your top of your toes on, body nice and straight, and rotate to the right. So try and feel that extra stretch into the outside of that left leg and hip. If you don't feel much of a stretch, pay attention that if you're folded over or if you're up as straight as you can. Now, there's very little tension on my hands, just so you know. All right, let's slowly come back out of it. And we're going to go to the other side one more time. So on the left foot, right foot, top of the right foot is outside and then back as tall as you can. And let's rotate to the left. You should feel that nice stretch down the outside of that leg. All right, slowly come back to center. Slowly switching feet. And once your foot is in the back, rotate around to the right with your left foot behind. Try and have as much weight on that right leg as you can, nice and solid. Stay as tall as you can. All right, slowly release and relax. All right. So we're just going to do a little bit of a combination of the standing open book as well as the thread the needle. So standing open book, one stick you choose. Well, I guess for you guys, it doesn't matter. I got to make sure I choose the right color on mine. So standing open book, the stick is into the wall. It's into the wall on my left side. So my left foot is back. So it's always the inside leg that is behind. And my left hand being on the end of the stick is directly above my right toes. So from here, you can go into a bit of a lunge. And let's take the right hand from the top of the left hand, just because it needs a place to start. And let's open up. Rotate around as much as you can. As soon as you get to your end range, without smacking your partner, push into the stick a little bit more to get a little bit more rotation. And we'll slowly release out of it. Standing tall, we're going to go into that again. Now, if you want to add to it, you can always lunge down just a little bit further. So we'll get into position, both feet down. If your heel comes up with the back foot, don't worry about it. All right, so let's open up. And now you can go into a bit more of a lunge if you want. Get a little bit more stretch, but there's not much added to the rotation. It just gives you a little bit more into the legs. Holding, pausing, slowly come on up out of it. And we're going to do that one more time. This time, of course, we always have to add. You can fold forward. I'm just going to add it in there. If you guys want to follow along, you're more than welcome to. If you're at the level you're comfortable with, then by all means, just stay there. So let's get into our lunge. We'll open up. Now we can take our left hand and take it to the floor. Folding over as much as you can. Trying to reach all the way to the floor. Oh, there it is. And slowly come on up out of it. And relax. Whew. Adds a little bit of extra fun to it. So off to the right side. Right foot back. So remember, whatever side your stick is on, that side is always back. If not, you're going to lose a lot of the rotation benefit. All right, so into position. Hand on top. Let's open up. Actually, I should just turn around this way. Oh, smart. All right, here we go. So we're just going to go regular for the first one, and then we'll add to it as we go. All right, so let's slowly come out of it. All right, so make sure you're in a good position. And let's get into our lunge. Let's open up. Now you can lunge down a little bit more if you can. Get a little bit of extra stretch into the front of that hip, that inside hip. Keeping your arms out nice and straight, pushing into the stick a little bit to get that extra rotation. And let's slowly come on out. All right, so this time if you want to add that forward drop in there, the forward fold. You're more than welcome. And let's get into our lunge. Let's open up. Get to your end range, push into the stick a little bit, and then fold forward. As much as you can, as much rotation as possible. And slowly come on up. And let's relax out of it. All right, so the thread the needle, you're gonna start with your left hand on top. I'm using my right stick, that's what it confused me. Left hand on top, take your right, or fold over. All we're gonna do is rotate. You're gonna take your right hand, you're just gonna rotate under and reach as far as you can. So a nice easy rotation, and then come on up nice and tall. All right, we're gonna do that again. So let's fold over to get a nice stretch and through the left side shoulder. Take the right hand, rotate under and reach across as far as you can. Try and keep your legs straight to get that rotation through the core and the torso. And relax, come on up. And we're gonna do that one more time. All right, let's fold. Back nice and straight. And let's rotate underneath. Slowly release and come on up. All right, other side. Arms nice and straight, let's fold. Right arm on top. Let's reach underneath with that left arm. Now you can push into the stick a little bit with that extended right arm to give you a little bit extra. Slowly release, come on up. And we'll do it a couple more times. Let's fold. Feel that nice stretch for that shoulder. And then rotate across, reaching to the right with that left arm. Slowly release, come on up. And we'll do it one more time. Let's fold and rotate under. And come on back up. Good. Now that we just did both of those, we're going to do both of those one more time. They're kind of the opposite. One is rotating in, the other one's rotating out. So I like that combination of the standing open book. So off to my left, don't need as much instruction. We're going to do 2 rounds of this one, 2 repetitions. So I'll let you choose the intensity level, whether you just want to do the opening up, you want to add the lunge, or you want to add the lunge and the folding. I'll leave that up to you. All right, so let's get into position, get into your partial lunge, hands in front. Let's open up, reaching out. Remember, give that extra push with the stick, and then you can lunge a little bit more. You can also fold forward, remember, as much as you can. The further down you go, crazier it is. And then slowly come on back up, keeping that tension on the stick, and release. And then we're going to do that one more time. All right, into your lunge, brace the core, and let's open. And let's fold. Fold as much as you can. Doesn't matter how far you go down if you're doing the fold. And we'll slowly come on back up. And then release, and go to the other side. All right, get into position. Sometimes it takes a couple of seconds. All right, let's open up. Try and keep the arms nice and straight. Lunge a little bit more, or rotate in, not rotate, sorry, fold forward. Make sure when you're folding, you're trying to fold from the hip, you're not just rounding forward. And slowly come on back up. And then release. We'll relax for a couple of seconds here, and we're going to do that one more final time. All right, let's get into our lunge. Starting position. Let's open up. Feel that rotation. Remember, push into the stick a little bit. And then from here, folding comes from the hip. When you go down as far as you can from the hip, then you can round over if you need to a little bit, but still try and keep the folding from the hip to get as much benefit in that hip joint as possible, and slowly come on back up. And relax. Good. So with the thread the needle, I'm going to get you guys to grab your other stick as well, because now we're going to add a little bit extra to it. So the movement's exactly the same, except we're going to get a little bit of assistance with the other stick. So sticks in base position. You're going to have your left hand on top. Your right hand is actually going to go underneath the left arm. All right, so my arms are crossed. Now we're going to fold over. And then from here, now thread the needle. Now reach. Now, if you have to, if you need to, you can slide your right hand down the stick a little bit to get more stretch on that left side. Everyone's going to be a little bit different how far they can go. And then you can keep your right hand wherever it lands. Slowly come on up out of it, but leave your hand there. So when I'm doing mine, everyone's going to be different. My right hand is down about a foot from the top of my stick. Everyone's going to be a little different. Just make sure you're trying to keep your back as straight as you can as you're doing it. So let's do this one more time. Take that right hand, cross it underneath the left. Let's fold forward. And then from here, reach out to the left with that right hand holding onto the stick. That stick giving you that extra little bit of assistance so you don't have to hold your arm up. You should feel a lot more stretch in that, all the rotators. Slowly release that tension, come on up nice and tall. And we're gonna do that one more time, just because it feels so good. All right, so take that arm, cross the arm over and fold. Get a nice stretch down that left side to start with, and then rotate. Moving that stick off to the left, that right stick off to the left. And we'll slowly release out of that and come on up tall. All right, let's switch hands. Sorry, you don't switch hands. You just move your hands. I only said switch hands because now my left hand is lower than my right. Okay, enough talking. Take the left hand, take it underneath the right. And let's fold. And now we'll reach out to the right with that left stick. Try and make sure when you're doing this that that right arm stays pointing straight ahead. If it goes off to the side, you're going to lose some of your benefits. So try and keep it straight out to the front. All right, let's slowly come on up out of it. And then we'll come back in. Now, depending on where your sticks are wide-wise, I like to recommend having about your feet width apart. Your feet should be about shoulder width apart. So if your sticks are about 4 feet from each other or 3 feet from each other, you have really wide shoulders. So let's try and keep them in. All right, let's fold over. Right hand pointing straight ahead the whole time. Left arm out to the right and rotate in. Adjust where those sticks are. You can keep the majority of your weight on your feet. Just let your hips go back, so there's not as much leaning on your sticks. They're just there to assist in the stretch. All right, slowly come on up out of it. We're gonna go one final time. All right, yeah, so the more you're leaning on the stick, the more your body is trying to actually just stay up because of all the stabilizers, because of how wobbly the sticks are. So try and keep as much weight on your feet as possible. All right, last repetition here. Folding over, feel that pre-stretch into that right side, and just rotate to the right, pointing that left stick over, moving into your deep stretch. Remember to keep breathing deep, nice full breath. And let's slowly come on up out of that. Excellent. So we'll pause there for a couple of seconds. Let me just change my page. All right. We're gonna do our crane kicking montage. We're gonna use one, you can use 1 or 2 sticks. If you need it for balance, keep both sticks. Just thought I'd warn you. So this is what we're doing. We're doing the one where you put the stick on your foot, we bring it up, we kick the heel out, full extension around, come back up to a crane, and then back down. So if you need the other stick for balance, please keep it, or even grab a hold of something a lot more solid than the stick if you really do need that extra balance attention. So we're going to start with the stick on the right foot. Let's bring the right knee up. Make sure the stick is at where the knee is. So it's almost touching. My right hand is about level with my shoulder. Slightly push into the stick. Let's take that right heel up and out to the side, like you're going up and over something, like a fire hydrant. Kick the foot out back. Can't laugh and balance at the same time. And extend the leg, still pushing in. Let's come on, slowly back up to a crane. Still pushing in, and then release it down. Okay, let's switch. So we're up on our right foot. Bring the left knee up for left crane. Remember, hang on to balance, whatever you need. Push into your foot, push your foot into the stick. And let's take that heel up and out to the side. Your knee and stick still in contact with each other. Bring it all the way around, as far back as you can. And then keeping that stick in contact with your knee, slowly bring it back up under tension. And then release it down. So try to keep your knee and the stick touching the whole time. Let's go back to the right foot. So let's go to a right crane, into position, dorsiflex the foot, keep those toes up, push into the stick, both with your hand and your foot. Let's come out, get that heel up as high as you can, bring it all the way around, fully extend that leg, pushing at the same time, and then come on up to finish the crane, and then relax it down. Good. We're going with on our left foot. So left crane and push in as hard as you need to or want to. And let's take that heel out to the side, bring it up and back. The other arm could be wherever you need it. That's what happens when you lose your balance. Extend and slowly come on back up and relax it down. Good. We're going to do that one more time and we'll get into our fun finishing moves. All right. Right crane. My mat is out of balance, so it's messing me up. All right, pushing in. Let's take that heel up and out to the side. You can lean off to the side if you need to. Just get that heel up as far as you can. Bring it around. Pushing into your foot, pushing into your hand. Slowly come back up to a right crane. And relax it down. Good. One final round. Stick on the left foot, balancing on the right. Come up to a left crane. Good grip on the stick. Press it into your foot and hand. And let's come out to the side. Get that heel up there. Up and around. Take it back. Balance aid. Obviously, I need it. Keep pushing. And let's slowly come on up to a left crane and relax it down. Good. So we're going to do a Russian twist for the core, but it's a little different than you usually do it. We're still going to use one stick. Now, if you need to, you can do this sitting in a chair. Okay, I will show you both. I'll show you sitting on the floor first. You're going to take your stick and place it. Don't get too comfortable. You're going to place it into something solid, like a wall, a door frame, somebody who's not moving. And then you're going to sit down into your V-sit position for your, well, for your Russian twist. All right, so while you're pressing, while you're sitting back, if you can raise your feet, raise your feet. You don't have to. You're going to press into the wall with your hands. You won't be able to press too hard because it's going to throw you back. So don't do that. Press into the wall and then rotate side to side. That's how we're going to do it. And we're going to go for time. So you guys just keep going. I'm going to demonstrate it on a chair. It's exactly the same way done on a chair. Just pressing into the wall. You got 5 seconds. Pressing into the wall, rotating side to side. And everybody relax. Okay. So when you're sitting on the floor, try thinking of your hands. Oh my goodness. Try and have your hands up. If they're out here, you might not be able to get as much range. So sit in a little bit. When I first started doing this, as I'm sitting here, I can take the stick and rest it on my collarbone. To me, that's how I knew I was in far enough so that when I extend my arms and lean back, my arms are about 90 degrees to my torso. To me, that seems pretty good. So I'm pressing in, which helps me keep my feet up. And then I'm rotating to the outside of my right leg, outside of my left leg, and try and keep that tension nice and smooth and controlled. If you have to have your feet on the floor, that's fine. Try as much as you can to have them up. We're almost done. Let's get in another. We got a couple seconds. Let's get another rep in there. And let's relax. All right, so let's stand up and we'll do a quick superstar stretch. Stretching out the hips again after, especially after doing that Russian twist. Put the sticks on the floor, standing right in the middle of our sticks. Let's take our left foot back, right foot back, sorry, right foot back. Left and right, sometimes they're hard. Let the arms rest back. So the weight of your arms and sticks holding your arms there. And then we're just gonna lunge forward and feel that stretch into your chest and shoulders. Try as much as possible to have it in a hammer grip. So your thumbs are pointing up to the ceiling. Your hands aren't resting on top of the sticks. You want external rotation, holding in here. Now again, as before, you can lunge in further to get more out of it. And slowly come on up. And let's switch feet. Stepping back with the left. You can start while you're getting into position, shove the heel down, get that calf stretch in there. It's always nice. Drop the hands behind, get into that pre-stretch, and then let's lunge forward, push the hips forward to get the stretch. And then once you're into your maximum stretch, then you can add to it by lunging down, squeezing your glutes. You can even squeeze your back to help release your stretch muscles of the front, being your pecs and your delts. Now let's slowly release, come on up. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. So right foot back, start by pushing the heel down the floor, get a little stretch into the calf. Let's open up, let the arms just rest back. And let's push our hips forward. Get the hips forward as far as you're feeling slightly uncomfortable. And then from there, hold it or go a little lower with your lunge. You don't have to push forward anymore, you just go down. And let's slowly come on up out of it. And we'll switch feet one final time. Remember, we're getting into position, push that heel down, get that stretch in the calf, a little extra in there. It's always good to stretch your calves. And let your arms drop out to the side. With the weight of your arms, start the stretch. And let's push the hips forward. So you can't really push them forward anymore. Feel that stretch in the front of that left hip. And then you can adjust as necessary. Remember, squeeze the glutes. Make sure you're pushing with just the hip. And let's slowly come on up out of that. Excellent. And then, of course, my mostest favorite, the arm cross T-zone. Anybody who sits a lot, whether you're driving, you're on a computer, you're texting, whatever, this is an amazing one for the upper back. Palms up. Take that left arm up and over. Relax the arms across. Squeeze the bum and hunch. Remember to breathe deep. Expand that rib cage. Really stretching out all those respiratory muscles. And we'll slowly release. Come on up. Spin around the right arm on top. Squeeze your glutes and hunch. And come on up. Spin the arms around one last time for our side bending. So whatever arm is on top, side bend the opposite way. So right sideways as if you're going up against the wall. When you get there, pull a little bit with that bottom arm. Slowly release. Spinning the arms around. Final time. Side bending to the left. Or a little snap, so apparently I needed this. Slowly come on up out of it. And there you go. Give yourself one last little ninja spin.